name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are beginning a reading vlog all about Danielle from Danielle Reads. So this is the, I don't know what number, in the series that I've done this year where I'm reading books, my friends' favorites. I'm reading 3 books for each friend. If you've seen the previous episodes, then you know the drill, but we read 3 books. So firstly, my friends each put together a list of their favorite books from 2023. So when I refer to the list, that's their favorite books from 2023. So we read 1 book that is my choice off their list, 1 book that is a random selection off their list, and 1 book that may or may not be from the list that they have personally recommended to me because they think I will like it. That's the deal. We are doing Danielle today. She has sent me a video with her pick, and I'm really excited to watch it, but we're going to pick the my choice and the random pick first because she told me that her selection for me is not from her list. So I'm going to pull up her list. She has 8 books on here, and 3 of them I've already read. So I've already read Galatea by Madeline Miller, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, and Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I have read those 3, and I really liked Galatea and Radio Silence. Radio Silence I read kind of a long time. Both of those I kind of read a long time ago. Yellowface I thought was just okay, but there are 5 other books on here. 2 of them are graphic novels, and I'm not a huge graphic novel person, so I actually really struggled to pick my choice from this list, though. Yeah, so 2 of them are graphic novels. 1 of them is like a smut book that I honestly really, really do not want to get, so we'll see. I mean, if it comes up in the random selection, I'll read it. I'll give it a fair shot, but it's not going to be my choice. And then the last 2 are Magnolia Parks, which I do not think I will like, and then The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevo. So The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevo, process of elimination, is going to be my choice pick. So I don't know anything about this book. You'll see the cover on the screen. I probably should Google it. Let me Goodreads it and see what it's about. So it looks like it's a novella that's the first in a series, and it looks like it's East Asian, Chinese-inspired high fantasy. It says feminist high fantasy and indictment of monarchy. It's a debut. Empress, she will bend history to her will and bring down her enemies piece by piece. I love that, and I'm glad it's a novella because I have a lot to read at the end of this year. So that is my choice pick. And then there's only 4 left for the random selection. I have a 50-50 shot of getting a graphic novel, and a 50-50, the other 50-50 are 2 books that I know about and know that I do not think I will like them. So I don't know what I'm hoping for. Danielle, I love you, and I do love your taste. I just have already read several books on your list. So that's why I'm not excited about the other ones. We'll see what we get. I'll give it a fair shot. Random number generator. Okay. 1 to 4. 2. I don't know what that is. Okay, it's one of the graphic novels. I think it's a graphic novel. I remember looking at it earlier and thinking it was Woman World by Aminder Dhaliwal. Let's Goodreads it and see what it is. Okay, yeah, it's a graphic novel about basically all the men die, and it's a world of women. And, I love that concept. So I am looking forward to it. I'm not a huge graphic novel reader just in general, but that doesn't mean I won't love it. I won't like it, and I could love it. So I'm excited about this. I think this was a good outcome. So yeah, the Nevo, which I think I've read a Nevo before, maybe. I don't know. I might be lying to you. And then this graphic novel, Woman World. And then we get to watch Danielle's video for me.
Hello, Editing Lizzie here. We have a situation. And the situation is that both Danielle and I lost this video. You are about to see me reacting to the video, but the video is not going to be on the screen. I cut it down and just put in my extreme reactions. Then I put the book on the screen when I found out what the book was. So you're just going to have to fill in Danielle with your imagination. And that's just the situation. That's the situation. Sorry.
Okay, I love this. I love those books. I remember it fondly. Okay, that was so cute. I have a couple. Okay, firstly, when she said relationship with the student and the teacher, the reason I made a face was because I was scared it was going to be like a Pretty Little Liar situation, but no, seems like it's positive and appropriate. The thing, I actually have already read this book. I just read it in middle school or early high school before I started using Goodreads. So it's not on my Goodreads, so she can't tell I've read it, but I have read it. However, I remember literally zero because I read it when I was probably 13 years old. I don't remember anything. So I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna go for it, even though I've technically already read it. I really don't remember it. It was over 10 years ago. Probably, I don't know, about 10 years ago. I'm actually really looking forward to this. And it's fun that you picked a YA because we run the Throwback Book Club together, which reads YA old faves. So that's super fun. So yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower is going to be the third book for this video. That is super exciting. Maybe we can watch the movie together. Isn't there a movie? I think there's a movie. I haven't seen the movie. That would be super fun. Okay. Those are the 3 books that I'm reading for this video. I've got my TBR. I just got to get my hands on them and start reading them. And I am actually super, super pumped about this TBR. I think this has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited. Thanks, Danielle. I will keep you posted what's going on in the next clip. Okay, so I have finished the first book for this video, and that was Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, which was Danielle's personal recommendation for me, which, like I said in the intro, I do remember reading it as a kid, and there were certain parts of it that I was like, oh yeah, I remember this, but a lot of it I did not remember and felt very new to me. So I do think it was I'm considering it. I mean, it's technically a reread, but it was so long ago that it was basically the first time. So much of it was new to me. And I actually kind of loved this book. Way more than I did when I was a kid. I don't remember loving it when I was I read it when I was probably 12 or 13. I don't remember loving it, and I did love it this time. I think that what Stephen Chbosky does so well, or did so well, was the voice. That it was a very appropriate voice for a teenager, a freshman in high school. It felt very authentic. I teach 9th grade. The majority of the students I teach are freshmen. And so it was really interesting, getting inside the head of, I mean, obviously it's not actually written by a 9th grader, but I feel like Stephen Chbosky really did get inside this 9th grader's head really effectively. And yeah, and that was really what was impressive to me about it. And also the fact that I think this would be really relatable to a young adult audience. I think young adults, obviously would really enjoy this, but I also think it's very well suited to an adult audience too. I think it's really interesting to read as an adult and look back on those feelings that we all had as teenagers, and the interesting unique way that they're presented in this book, the mental health themes and friendship and romantic relationships and all of this stuff. I thought it was really, really well done. Yeah, and I also thought the audiobook was very well narrated. I don't know if Danielle, I think she said this in her actual video, in the video that I showed you, but she definitely said this to me, was that, like, apparently after the fact, like 10 years after the fact or whatever, Stephen Chbosky wrote an epilogue, and that was not part of the original publication, and she told me that she hates the epilogue, and that I should rate the book and read the book and think about the book as if the epilogue does not exist. And I agree. I did not like the epilogue. The epilogue felt very heavy-handed. It felt very like, here are all the messages that I've been getting across in this whole, very subtly in this whole book, and now I'm going to tell them to you very not subtly. And that was just kind of like aggressive and unnecessary. So I did not like that, but I am going to ignore it. And I'm going to give this a 4.5 star. I think this was an excellent book. It wasn't perfect to me, just didn't give me that 5-star feeling, I guess, but I think this was a really, really solid pick. And yeah, I really like this book. I have started, the other book that I have started is The Empress of Salt and Fortune by whoever it's by. And is it Nebo? I want to say it's Nebo, but I also don't think it is. So I don't know. Anyway, I've started The Empress of Salt and Fortune. I've read like one chapter, and I'm not really in it yet, so I can't really tell you much. But I think I could like it. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, I am here to talk to you about The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nebo, which I read for this video. I finished it a couple days ago. It's very short. It's just like 120 pages. I read it on my Kindle, and I feel like I didn't really do this book justice. Like, I could tell that the writing was really beautiful. Like, the writing was beautiful, and I could tell that it had a lot to say, but I didn't really, like, get it or, like, connect to it. And I think it was because instead of like sitting down and reading it all in one go, I did a lot of like reading for 5 minutes and then falling asleep, and then reading for 5 minutes and then falling asleep. So it like took me way longer than it should have for such a short book, and that really dampened my enjoyment of it, and I feel bad. I feel like it's unfair to this book and unfair to Danielle that I didn't like it, because I feel like I definitely could have liked it. And so I'm going to continue the series, because I know this is a series of novellas, and I will hopefully love some of the other ones, because I feel like I could, maybe not love, but like I could really like these books. And I just didn't really, and not for any reason, I just didn't really connect to it. And so I did give this 3 stars, which again, it's not bad. Not a bad book by any means. Like, objectively probably a good book. It just didn't do it for me in this personal time that I read it, you know? Like, I actually would be interested in rereading it maybe in a few months or a year or so, and then continuing the series so that I can really feel like I gave it a fair shot. But I just don't have the time to do that right now. And so I'm sorry, Danielle. Like, I wish that I liked this book more, but this time through that I read it, I just didn't really, unfortunately. This is about, I don't feel like I can even tell you what it's about. Like, I really don't feel like I can. We follow this person who is a like cleric, sort of, kind of, maybe like has religious figure vibes, who like is gathered at Singing Hills Monastery. That's why I feel like it's, because I think that Singing Hills place is called Monastery. And this person is going, like, gathering information from this old woman named Rabbit about the previous empress. That's what I gathered. I'm sorry. I didn't love it, and it's my fault, not the book's fault. And I hate when that happens, and I hate when I have to tell you that that happened, but it is what it is. Up next, and finally for this video, I'm gonna read Woman World by Aminder Dhaliwal. I'm gonna sit down and read this right now. It is a graphic novel. It is in black and white. I do like the art style from just flipping through it, so we will see what I think, and I will come back to update you probably pretty soon. I didn't like it. I'm so sorry, Danielle. I really didn't like this. Yeah. So this is a graphic novel, as I showed you. It is actually not all in black and white. There's some panels in color. And it's about basically a world in which all of the men die out, and it's a woman world. And what I didn't know until I read the like little back flap at the very end was that this is like a bind up of Aminder Dhaliwal's Instagram posts. So she has serialized Woman World bi-weekly on Instagram. And that makes a lot of sense because it was very like, I don't know how to describe it. It was very memey in a way that I didn't like. Like maybe if I had seen like a couple of the panels or like sections, maybe if I'd seen them on Instagram, I would have been like, haha, like, you know? But as one after the other, it just didn't work for me. I found lots of the stuff quite cringy and just like, again, like all bound together. It didn't feel like very cohesive. It felt like joke. And I didn't really laugh. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, Danielle. And I think this is a beautiful cover, and I feel like a lot of the art was really beautiful. Like there were these pages that were like kind of like these pages that had these statues that were like slowly decaying. Let me find the next one. I guess for time passing. Like you go from this to this. It's like more green. And I really liked those panels. But it didn't feel like there was any substance to this. And I didn't really find it very funny. So unfortunately it didn't work for me, and I'm giving it 2 stars, maybe 1.5. I'm gonna give it a generous 2 stars, which I feel so bad. I feel like this video for Danielle started really strong with Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I really loved, and gave 4.5 stars, and then it just kind of went downhill. And Danielle's average rating for this video is a 3.16. I think that's what it ended up being. I just did the math and I already can't remember, but it'll be on the screen if I'm wrong. Which puts Danielle in second to last place. So I think there's 7 total, and I haven't done Kayla yet, so like 5th out of 6. Maybe. The ranking will be on the screen, so you will see it. Not that it's a competition. It's really not. But yeah, I didn't like this. And I feel bad about it. But I didn't like it. So I hate to end this video on that note, but I did really love Perks of Being a Wallflower, which was Danielle's pick for me. I thought that was really great, and gave it 4.5 stars. The Empress of Salt and Fortune, I think, is probably a really good book. I just didn't connect to it, like I said. And then this one it just wasn't for me. So yeah, that's where we're at. Comment down below something and like this video, subscribe to my channel. I have Kayla's video coming hopefully in just a couple days, and I will see you in the next one coming very soon. Bye.